In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Assalamu alaikum. That means peace be unto you. Welcome to my inaugural show, Pumps on the Ground, Service Work in the Trenches. This is a show highlighting the good works of the FOI and the MGT in the Nation of Islam, as well as our community partners. We are excited to bring this show to you, and I'm very excited that the show is airing on NNV News. So thank you, NNV, for having us. This is an extension of the work that I, as Sister Charlene Muhammad, enjoys to bring to the viewers, highlighting overall the work of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam, and on and on and on. We have great things. We are service-based nation organization. We are here for you. And so with this show, it has been my desire for a very long time to talk about what the MGT, the Women in Islam, are doing to make our communities and our sisterhood a better and safe and decent place for us to live, how to uplift ourselves in our homes, and especially the plight of the Black woman and child, the original, the indigenous sister in the universe nationally. What are we facing? With that, it has come to my spirit that our brothers, in my observation as a reporter for the Final Call newspaper, a writer for over 20 years now, I have had a front ringside, a front view, I'm telling you, front row seat visual and in-depth knowledge of the work that they do. Of course, coming from the lens as a journalist for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Final Call newspaper here in Los Angeles, where the Push Crew official is right here. But also, I've traveled across the country and I've been able to cover you as well. And I thought that it would be very fitting to showcase, in addition to the sisters, as I do most times with Liberated Sisters, which airs on KPFK, the Pacifica Network, as well as Morris Media Studios, a young female Black-owned establishment. It is time to really make people who don't know, as the song says, if you don't know, now you know. My effort is to really bring home the value of the mighty, mighty, mighty FOI, the Fruit of Islam, the male members of the Nation of Islam, and what these saviors do and mean to us personally as women in Islam, but we know what they mean to our community and our nation and our world because of how they take the message of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They take the message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They take the message of God that he gives in that paper, and they bring it to you door to door. They bring it to you. They meet you on the corner. They meet you in their establishment, but they're kind. And in addition to that, they literally put themselves between bullets and you and I and save our lives. This is an extension. These men who are not paper boys, they're not that. They are saviors. Allah says, I will send saviors after them. And these are some of the saviors. And we indeed, as MGT as well. So this show endeavors to highlight that. And we do it with you. We partner with you as churches. We partner with you as community nonprofits. We are on one accord. And so this show is to say, thank you and well done, and to uplift you all, and also to make people aware that there is help and there is hope. And it comes in the divine guidance and instruction of the minister. But do you see the minister every day? No, not physically, like right here with us. Do you talk to him every day? No, but you may talk to this brother Yaish, who's going to join us from New York, Brooklyn to be exact. You may talk to a brother James, our student first officer here in Los Angeles at West Point headquarters, Western Region. You may talk to brother Willie. You may talk to many, many more. That is who you're getting. And so to open the show with that is a clip from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This features the minister when he led himself, the men into the streets. So production is going to play that now, and we're going to come back and speak to some of the push crew in Los Angeles, Brother Yaish, and we want to hear from you. Drop it in the thread. How is it going in your city? And this is our debut show, so I look forward, and we look forward to highlighting the work again of the FOI and the MGT. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad. Let's hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
God fashioned your brother in a way that through me he would reach his people. Well, evidently that's a pearl of great price. And so are you. And so are you. The value of an FOI that has submitted his will to do the will of God and is now an active person in the mission of saving our people. Do you know how valuable you are? Now, yes, I'll help you to see you're very valuable. So we have to roll like we know our value. Yes, sir. But even more valuable than you and me are the people that we're going after. So when you go out to them, how do you see them? If they stagger up to you drunk, slake 'em, slake 'em. I kind of like the way you brothers roll. Under all of that is a God. So if you know that you're looking at God, now just think about you being in the presence of God. How would you act in his presence? See, there's a certain reverence that you have. See, and one thing about the people out there, they can sense you. When I looked in the eyes of those young brothers, I never saw anything that fierce in my life. These are natural warriors, and they are not to be played with. Many of them have killed many people already, so it don't mean nothing to them to kill one more. So when you go to them, go like the Savior. He was not afraid. And when you go with that kind of feeling toward them, they sense it and it disarms them. They could have a gun in their pocket, don't even know where it is. After you get finished showing them that kind of love, they feel that they're in the presence of divine. So that's the attitude that I want the FOI, because you're now representing Master Farad Muhammad and his Christ. And if that Savior said he would walk up a mountain 40 miles high to teach one, then what should our attitude be as we going up the steps? You're valuable. So I don't want you to get tired, because this is going to be every week. And sometime twice a week. Sometime 3 times a week. Because that's our job. Yes, sir. I want Allah to be proud of us.
Praise be to Allah. I want Allah to be proud of me. But anyway, no, all jokes aside, thank you, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and thank you for the believers who diligently post his clips so that we can have them ready to share. I want to move now into the LA portion of the show and bring in, if we can, production brother student first officer James Muhammad here at Mosque number 27 in Los Angeles, the regional headquarters. He's out, I believe I saw with him student captain William Muhammad of Compton. There is Assalamu alaikum. Yes, they're both there. Push crew official. Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
Well, like us salam, Sister Charlene.
Thank you.
We see you. Pumps on the ground. Let's go.
Praise be to Allah. And y'all know this is listen, we have a boots on the ground segment. This is really it. I know, you know, the brothers have their boots on the ground. It was inspirational for my name, Pumps on the Ground, for the show. But let's begin, and we're going to bring in also soon Brother Yaish Muhammad, who is with us from Brooklyn, New York. But Brother James, let's start with you, sir. You all go out every week, of course, with the final call, and you use the name Push Crew Official. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me,
yes.
What's up with that name? How did that name come about?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The history of Push Crew Official is that Push Crew that Master Farad Muhammad started in 1930. You know, when he came out here and he made it official for us. So what we did is we took that name. We took that name as Push Crew. You know, because that's nothing more than the FOI getting out here in the field and making it official with the Final Call newspapers.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
We're following the instructions of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We never stopped following those instructions when he said, go to the field, go to where people are getting murdered, go to where people are getting shot, get the word to the people. So Push Crew Official is our slogan. You know, that's what we go by.
Yes.
You know, are you Push Crew Official or not? Come on. Are you out here with these papers? Are you representing? Are you following the word of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan or not? If you're out here in the streets doing it, you official. You push through. You pushing the line. So that's what it originated from, Sister Charlene.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for answering that. And I remember I actually had the brothers on Liberated Sisters, which
Sister
airs
Charlene.
on. Sir? I didn't understand, brother.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was telling the viewers that I actually had you all on. It was massive in studio, Push Crew Official, on my morning show on Tuesdays at Morris Media Studios. And it was so great because you all had the energy. The final call was there, and you spoke about that, and you made me an honorary member. I got a sweat shirt with a hoodie and everything. Forever. My son is trying to take it from me. Yeah, he's trying to take it from me.
Yes,
ma'am. But thank you for answering that. And I want to ask, and we'll go between the three of you. I want to ask student Captain William if he can share, and we'll come back with, I want you and Brother Yaish to answer this too. What has been the most rewarding experience, Brother Student Captain William, that you can share with us of being out in the field with the paper amongst the people?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I would say that the blessings, you know, the blessings that come with it in regards to seeing the condition of our people, being able to touch our people, being able to put a smile on their face, and number one, being able to do what is instructed for us to do by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan through our structure and through our chain of command, our supreme captain, our regional minister, our regional captain. our hard driving first officer right here, and all of those across our beautiful nation. But
Yeah.
our people being here, it gives you also a first-hand view to see how blessed we are. Like
Hmm.
scriptures say, we could be in the world, but not of the world. Our people are suffering,
That's right.
and the
Yeah.
are up all over the country right now during the time of this pandemic.
Yes.
Just in Los Angeles County, Compton, Watts, South Central.
Mm.
I mean, the murders is up. I mean, it's almost like our people got a low jack on the devil, got a low jack on our people's mind, and they
Wow.
cranking it up out here.
Yes.
Every
Wow.
week, pretty much in South Central, Compton, Watts, all over is in go get war. And
Hmm.
like that in a lot of the other cities. So the best thing we could be doing right now, we get the instructions from our from the man of God, Jesus in our midst, the Honorable Minister Louis
Mhm. Yeah.
come in, then we should be out here with our PPE gear on,
That's
following
right.
instructions, and trying to get this word.
The video went out. Of course, they're in the field, as you can imagine, and so production will bring them back. I want to definitely make sure they're on the whole show. But speaking of PPE, as we get ready to talk to Brother Yaish, our brothers are out across the country with the mask. The MGT has a labor of love. Our student national MGT and GCC captain, beautiful, bright, brilliant, beloved, obedient. Oh, I could just keep going on and on and on about Sister Student Captain Naima Muhammad, who out of Chicago and the MGT class spearheaded the initiative out of the love and the heart and the soul and the care for our people that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has to create high quality masks that they sold. The initiative is to sold 70,000. They have already distributed, made 60,000, along with I don't have it here. I got to show it. The How to Keep House MDT GCC booklets. I want to get it in the camera. This as well, an instructional guide on how to clean, sanitize, and disinfect your homes. These are going out for free, high quality for our people. And so this is so beautiful as he mentions PPE, and we'll get them back to talk about what they do, because they also have just formed New World Academy in Los Angeles, the brothers that we just spoke to, and they recently had a food giveaway and outreach, and across the nation we know people are doing that. So Brother Yaish, thank you for standing by, and thank you for joining the show Pumps on the Ground. How are you?
I'm doing fine, ma'am. How are you doing?
Good, thank you so much, and assalamu alaikum first and foremost.
Alaikum salam.
So Brother Yaish, Brooklyn, you okay? Now when we you all forgive me, something's in my throat. Pardon me. It's interesting to hear the experiences and the landscape. One thing, tell me if I'm got it right. FOI are going to experience some very commonalities, some very common things in the field. They're going to give the paper, they're going to receive a donation, or they're going to receive nothing. They're going to give the paper. We know that's common, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Some people may receive it, some people may not receive it so well. You might get a cursing or a blessing, right?
Literally.
but talk about the dynamic, if you can, of a push or going in the field in New York, Brooklyn, your area, versus maybe LA, number one. And I know the weather, we're going to say the weather is one, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I want you to tell me, like,
that's first and foremost, the weather.
Yes, and also any opening remark that you don't have to just jump on my question. Would you like to express as your opening? But I thought about that as I was preparing for everything, and thank you.
Well, oh yes, ma'am. Well, Sister Charlene, it's it's always just to add on to one of the questions that you had asked. I believe you asked student Captain William from Compton. Yes. It's definitely always rewarding getting out in the field, because of course, not only do you know and do you feel that you're making a difference, it's just a blessing to be out there and represent what the Nation of Islam, what the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad has done for you. You know, the minister said the best thing you can do to help
Mm.
me is to testify, to be a
Come
living
on.
testimony. So when we
Right.
go out in the street, I know one of the most rewarding things for me is to go out in the street as a young man, dressed in a suit, dressed in a bow tie. Depending on the weather, you know, I have my overcoat or my hat.
Right.
You know,
Mm.
shaved, clean shaved, haircut, hair pressed down,
Right.
shine shoes, all of that. You know, just to be a
Right.
living testimony as a young man is always rewarding for me. And I'll say that's the first thing. And I'll say for the dynamic in New York, oof, where do I get started? Like we said, the weather, of course. You know, one thing about New York is when it's hot, it's hot, but when it's cold, it's cold.
Yes,
So,
sir.
you know, in the summertime, we don't really get any breaks from the summer either, just because we're in the north and we're up near Canada. You know, we'll
Mhm.
get that, and plus because of all the skyscrapers, it'll be humid, and you know, our people ask us, how can we
Right.
be out there in the field with those suits on? You know,
Right.
and 90, almost 100-degree weather. And we're like, hey, the
That's right.
spirit keeps us going, you know, and it's real. It's
Mhm.
real, you know. But I'll say the dynamic other than just the weather is, you know, New Yorkers are pretty tough, you know, pretty tough people. You
Mhm.
know, they and it's not just a add on to a stereotype, but it's true. And you know, it's just like nobody really wants to be bothered. So the beautiful thing about the FOI is our spirit and our presence transcends all of that.
Come
You
on.
know, it transcends the tough, the quote unquote tough, um,
Right.
you know, uh, intimidating stature of a New Yorker, or
Mhm.
you know, and Brooklyn especially is very diverse. So you get a lot of different people and you get a lot of different reactions, and especially with our people. But like I said, being an FOI out in the field,
Mhm.
carrying the word of God transcends all of that. You know,
Yes,
we
sir.
don't usually have any problems, of course, other than those who think they
Mm.
know better than think they know better than Allah, his messenger, and his apostle among us. But then again, it's like when we go out there, we prove we show and tell based on
Mm.
us being out there collectively who's really in control and who really has the influence and the power. And
Mm.
we know that that's Allah, his messenger, and the minister, and our people are going to, as the time goes along and this coronavirus um is just
Mm.
one of the steps on the staircase to proving who's been right all along, who's right and
Right.
exact,
That's right.
and
Come
who's really
on.
in power. And
Teach.
it's just power. It's a blessing and it's rewarding as an FOI to be a living testimony and to contribute to that.
All praises due to Allah. Thanks for your reply. And Brother Aish, may I ask your age?
Yes, ma'am. I'm 21.
Praise be to Allah. You see this?
Oh, what?
A savior at 21 could be doing anything, but not only is following the man of God, but taking the word from the man of God and bringing it to you. And I really appreciate that. You know, when you talk about power, as we see Brother James and Brother First James and Brother Student Captain William are back on, I think about you all, brothers, how when I see you in action and I see how, because our people, like you said, we're in pain and we're experiencing different things, but some people jump wild, right? Pardon my slang. Some people, really, I'll put it like this. Let me speak personally. We were down and I apologize. I'm going to put it on the Facebook thread because I had a clip that showed part of the inspiration for this show. It's a long time in the making. I just finally decided, do it, right? It's a matter of just deciding to do it. But when I went to Nipsey Ground Zero shortly after our brother Ermias Askedome, the rapper known as Nipsey Hussle, was murdered, and the community was having a vigil there, we left. We left. The student minister and the delegation left, and we left. Some of the brothers, Brother James and Brother Will, can testify. We're still out there
That's right.
pushing, of course. But
That's
me
right.
and my security, my husband, we left. And not 2 blocks out from Slauson and Crenshaw, the police cruisers whizzed in. And I said, I want to go back because I didn't want to leave in the first place. But anyway, we left. And we got home and found out he was called back, right, Brother James? The FOI class was called, the brothers were called down, and something had happened. There was a problem down there, and the brothers went down. And so I was able to go back the next night, and we not covered that. And part of the inspiration of this was seeing yet again, this wasn't the first time, but this time was just a whoa, massive moment for me. The first times had been covering and observing the brothers handling the gang summits, brokering peace between so-called gangs. I'm not talking, this is not play gangs on TV. These are the hardcore, right, brothers? This
Real
is
deal.
Right. That's right.
Real deal.
And being a MGT, witnessing that, I already know. We know that our brothers are the mighty backbone of the nation, and we know, sisters, I got us. I feel it. I already know what we are and do. But what I'm saying is, as a sister observing that, it reminded me of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and how each of you in your spheres hide your power. Because I've seen brothers squash things in a beautiful, loving way that let the man that they were dealing with have some dignity and integrity when they really could have just, dealt with that. I know you crushed concrete. And at Nipsey was a very huge manifestation. And when I say at Nipsey, it was ground zero at the Marathon store in the very early moment, all the way up until then. And even now, when I know people call for that, when people try to go, brothers can testify, our people are standing on the railings, it's tarped off, people are still coming as tourists, they're trying to take pictures. Right. But that moment to see the brothers keep the peace, and our brothers and sisters down there were in pain, the world, but this was his community, his set, and the pain was there. And to see them handle the police, and not just the police, but the LAPD,
Yes.
and handle the not just Crips, but Bloods and everything else in between, black, brown, red. I'm preachers, pastors. I'm telling you, I said, oh, this is the minister. They have the power to do things this way. But it was so good to see. I said, I gotta do more. I felt compelled to do more, to showcase what the FOI do for us as well. And when you all take out the mask and the books, because we're in COVID, so they're being made by this wonderful cadre of MGT soldiers, the sister sewing team, and then sister student captain Aima pass it to the Supreme. This is how I envision it, right? Like pass it to the Supreme Captain, Brother Mustafa, and then it all goes in. This is how we work as men and women. So I'm sorry, enemy. We are together as Black men and women. We don't have the manufactured problem that's manifesting in other ways. We love our Black men and they love us. Now, when we're talking about some individual issues happening, we got that. But with the collective Black man and woman in the Black nation, we got each other's back, and we're not going anywhere without each other. This was also a motivation for my show. I'm tired of seeing the Black man beaten down, trampled on. Look, even by myself. How about that? Hello. But I'm just a little levity there, but
yes, ma'am.
We gotta uplift. So let's bring in. I think I went extensive because I'm getting full, because all of these moments are coming back. Go ahead, Brother James. Like Steve Harvey and the gang summit when he was brought to tears at the Vermont Mosque, and I'm sure New York, Detroit, Atlanta, Houston. Oh, trust me, we're coming with the FOI and MGT from across the country and the community partners. It is my prayer, inshallah, to show you we're not waiting for someone else to do it. We got to show you that people are there to help and save you. You just got to take what they're giving. But Brother James, back me up on that. I'm getting full. Every time I think about Ground Zero, it's still in my chest, heavy, because to see, you remember Mama Jackie, one of our artists' mothers, and she talked, I'll run that clip in a few days coming, but she talked about what she says would have happened and had been happening until the FOI got there. But go ahead, Brother James, take it away. You know me,
Oh yes,
I
man.
talk about the nation all day long.
Come on, Sister Charlene, that's beautiful, and that's what you do. And brother Aish, I definitely like to give that brother his
Yeah,
props. You
yes,
know, a
sir.
very intelligent brother,
That's
very
Well,
right.
work, bro.
good communication skills. You know, brother out there in
Well, work,
Brooklyn
bro.
putting it down, representing. You know,
Yes,
Push
sir.
Crew Official, hit us up on Facebook, brother. Post some
Yes,
pictures
sir.
so we can tell your story,
You
man.
already know.
You
You
know, you
already
definitely
know.
out there. You definitely out
That's
there,
right.
brother. Much love, much love. But yes,
Much
yes,
love to
going
you
back
too,
to the
sir.
yes, sir. All praises due to Allah. But going back to Sister Charlene and dealing with, the situation at Ground Zero,
Whew.
I received a phone call from Sister Charlene, when it first happened. And she was anxious to be out there. She wanted to be out there. She wanted to represent. It was a whole lot going. It was next to a riotous type situation. And I was like, Sister Charlene, let me check. Let me get instructions. Let me check with the regional captain. Let me make sure everything is cool out there. I know you got to get that story to the final call. We want you to get that story to the final call. You know, your life is precious. So we have to make sure. So we got instructions. We set up security parameters, and we
That's
was
right.
able to escort Sister Charlene to the scene,
That's
where
right.
she definitely took that story and she was on it day one. We had a spot
Alhamdulillah.
reserved for her right in front of the Marathon store, and she took
Right.
her story and she made it happen, and she reported the facts, as they happened. And we know big props to Sister Charlene for that move. That's why she's an honorary member, a Push Crew official.
All
You know,
praises due to Allah.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Alhamdulillah.
And this is the reason why Push Crew was started, going back to our inception. It was to highlight brothers like Brother Aish, Sister
That's right.
Charlene, brothers out there pushing, because we have become so complacent, in our community, where we feel like brothers out here pushing is blue collar workers. And if a
Mm,
brother is not pushing the papers, he's a white collar worker. So, we want to change that dynamic. The
Mm.
word has to get
literally.
to our people. The
Wow.
Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan reached in his pocket, started the Final Call newspaper,
Come
put the
on.
trumpet on the paper, and took it to the people.
Right.
He did this.
His
You
family.
know,
Come on.
his
Teach.
family, come on, he
Teach.
did this. He did this. He's the publisher of the Final Call newspaper. This is
Right.
what gives him the authority by Allah to move around the world and report the story without
Right.
anybody bothering the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his paper. This is the
Right.
unraveling. Look what he's
Come
doing
on now.
in his
That's
Final Call
right.
newspaper,
The
the
Come
unraveling of
unraveling.
on.
America. So we
Mm.
have to
Let me
we have to
fan.
be out here in these streets, Sister Charlene, Brother Aish.
Yes,
We have
sir.
to be out here in these streets to get the word to the people. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Listen, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan could have been a multi-trillionaire if he just wanted to just take the papers online and do
Literally.
ads and sell the people to
Right.
sell the paper to everybody. But what he
Right.
does, he has the brothers out here and the sisters, a medium of exchange. He wants us out here with the people. It's a divine reason why he wants us out here with the people. If we're not out here with the people, then they lose contact with the nation. They lose
Come on.
contact and who the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is if we're not out here in the streets.
Mm.
You know,
Wow.
so it is important for us to be out here so they can physically see us face to face. The way the God came face to face. We got to be out here with our people. They got to see us. They got to smell us. They gotta feel us.
Right.
When we out here selling these papers and we talking to people, it be people on the verge of doing drive-bys. They be on the verge of doing all kind of weird stuff out here. We sit around. We had actually had a brother that came to this exact location, the Slauson swap meet, who had evil on his mind one day. He seen the FOI out here with the Final Call newspaper, and he asked us to pray with him. We gave him a Final Call paper, and it changed. We prayed right here at this spot right here.
Allahu
And when
Akbar.
we prayed with this brother and gave him a paper, it changed his life.
Come on, man.
It changed his life. He said
Allahu Akbar.
he said he was on a mission to go do evil until he seen us out here in the streets.
Come
So
on,
we
man.
are, and he ran into us. So that bear witness that the minister is correct when he say we saviors out here. Touching our people.
Alhamdulillah.
You know,
Come on now.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
it's that bear witness. Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to interrupt you. I just wanted to say, Alhamdulillah, thank you for saying that. who knows what could have happened that day.
Yes,
And that's why,
yes.
I want to give credit and thank a lot for the team. Brother Jalil Muhammad in Detroit made the flyer on a minute's notice. I said, I need a flyer, and he made it. And to my chagrin, he put, I will send saviors under the pumps on the ground tagline. And
Yes,
it brought me to
beautiful.
tears,
Yes,
because this
yes.
is what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says. This is what we're taught. Allah said, I will send saviors after them. And look at who knows how many people you saved in addition
Come
to
on.
that one brother. And
That part.
I would love to know, is a journalist in me, and also knows, where is he now? What is he doing? Has he just like changed, maybe from that kind of thing, period? It's just these things go through my mind, but look at
Right,
that. Look
right,
at that.
right, right. Absolutely, Sister Charlene. So those are the type of encounters we have.
Yes, sir.
It may
Yes,
it may
sir.
it may be a dispute with different tribes out here. It may be
Mm,
gangs that's in it. We're right here on the forefront where they talk to us, and we're able to mediate situations right on the spot. You know,
yes, sir.
being out here in the streets. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
award winning to be out here. We just not paper boys. We don't even look at ourselves as paper boys.
Come
We
on.
ourselves as having the word
Come
of
on
God,
now.
and getting to the people. Because you never
That's right.
know these words, how they change the mind and the hearts and the condition of our people, just by reading a few words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. The actual cover of the paper, change people's hearts and their minds when they just see the cover. And just
Yes, sir.
your mind, it's a blessing. We wake
It
up every
is.
day to do this. This is what we do. We wake up every
Praise
day to be
me.
out there in the streets.
Thank you. I want to, as we're gonna play a little snippet of the day two, night two, when the FOI were at the Nipsey Hussle Ground Zero. This is after there was a scuffle or something. I can actually say what was reported, because it was reported. I reported it. There were reports of someone. First, the news said someone had shot.
Yes,
They heard gunshots right
yes,
at the Marathon store door. Then the news reported that there was police saw someone brandish a knife, or someone was threatening another person with a knife. But what Brandon Brooks of the Los Angeles Sentinel was able to capture that night immediately, when the FOI were called back to assist. Student Minister Abdul Malik Saeed Muhammad was asked to come back and assist by the Mayor Eric Garcetti as well as Chief Michael Moore. What happened was there were people, little sisters, little women, like kneeling down. I saw them in a video, lighting candles, praying, crying, mourning. Some were standing, and I saw the police line just started pushing people with their batons, hitting people. And some of the little sisters were down there lighting candles, and they didn't know what was coming. And so they were getting pushed. And the crowd started saying, hey, the men were like, hey, and the police were getting more aggressive. I kept saying, Brother James, I think Brother Aish too, anybody listening to this, if you know
right.
how
That's right.
how police aggress,
That's
if
right.
there was a gunshot, and
Right.
if there was any knife brandish, and we're talking about in the rolling 60s area, and there was
Right.
agitation already, according to Mama Jackie and others, that
Yeah.
the police had been, according to them,
This is true.
reports had been harassing them, had been rolling on them, because some of our brothers on the streets, and the street soldiers, they grieve by. She said they drink, they smoke, they cry. This is how they get it out. They hang out. They're doing this, and so when that happened, if those two things were reality, the chances are there would have been return fire that would have happened. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
that was the report, and there were nobody was, I recall, was taken into custody or anything. Did you recall, Brother James?
No, ma'am, not at all. Not at
Not
all.
at all. There was no other manifestation that was squashed. And so
Yeah.
this is what happened down there. But I think I want to play a clip of second night interview with Student Minister Abdul Malik Saeed, Brother Tony at the time, and then Brother Yaish and Brother Will, Brother James. We're going to come right back to you. And thank you all for tuning in. This is Pumps Underground in Argual Edition with Sister Charlene and the
Yes.
brothers who are pushing in the FOI, Brother Yaish of Brooklyn, Brother James of Los Angeles, Brother Will of Compton. We'll be back. Let's hear a snippet of what happened down with Student Minister Abdul Malik.
Get together, bro. You gotta get together. Promise you, God. Only gang. Count that work.
Man, Brother Tony, but this is on. I'm glad I made it just in time.
Yes.
Catch before you leave. The little brother was expressing to Brother Tony Muhammad, Western Regional Representative, everybody, about unity, Brother Tony. He just stopped you on the way out.
Nah, man, you should see all of the talk on the inside of what the brothers in the nation have done is just remarkable. I mean, the high marks that we've actually brought peace like they've never seen before on the scene, and you'll get a chance to see it when you go around there. So I just want to thank Allah for the FOI and the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I mean, this is our hour, you know, and this is where we do our best work in crisis times like this.
Yes, sir.
Show who we really are, how God has blessed us to be loved by the people.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Brother Tony, let me ask you, Mr. Holder. Thank you. I went on to talk about the developments of the case at that time. And by the way, December 1st, last that I checked, today? Today, Mr. Eric Holder Jr. was supposed to have a hearing in court. The final call is checking in on that hearing, his pre-trial hearing, the person accused of killing Nipsey Hussle in front of his store, shooting him in front of his daughter. That person's pre-trial hearing has been postponed. Part of it was being pushed back several times before COVID, but since COVID, it has been pushed back. So the final call will be updating on that. But what was happening there is their little brother, let's go to Brother Yaish, and we'll come back, Brother James, to get you and Brother Will's, commentary on that. It happens with the paper, but the respect of the brothers in taking that paper, But go ahead, Brother Yaish. I want to get your sentiment in terms of your challenge. We talked about the reward, but your challenge as you go out and how you have overcome any great challenge in pushing. Because someone hearing this can gain strength from you.
Well, Sister Charlene, everybody's different.
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
has different lifestyles. I mean, we have a similar lifestyle in that we submit our lifestyle to the teachings of Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but not everyone's obviously not the same.
That's right.
So we, Brother Captain, First Officer, yourself, myself, we all have different schedules. So I know Brother William, what his schedule might be different than Brother First Officer, remind me.
James.
Brother First Officer James. They both have different schedules, and I have a different schedule. The point is that most of our challenges might just come from our everyday, what goes on in our everyday lives. Sometimes the challenge is even going out in the field and engaging our people. We might be our biggest challenge in getting out in the field. So, Brother James had mentioned that you have those who think that going out in the field is a blue collar work. And to be honest with you, if I heard anybody say that, I would be disgusted pretty much. Not in a judgmental way, but it's just like, this is what you came here for. This is the first work. You know what I mean? Blue collar work. Are you? that sounds like a joke, but it's just like our biggest conflict might be ourselves. So I know with myself, personally, I'm in college and I'm about to graduate get my bachelor's degree.
Congrats.
And yes, ma'am. Thank you. And sometimes my biggest challenge, of course, might be scheduling time to study, devote time to my schoolwork, devote time to other things, and then devote time to doing the first work.
Yes, sir.
So, and one way that I personally overcome that is you just have to prioritize it. Just like you prioritize going to the supermarket to get food, just like you prioritize getting, of course, getting hygienic products, just like you prioritize your your car, like you prioritize your house, you prioritize your bill. You have to make time and prioritize going out in the field and doing the first work. You
Right.
can't get around it. It's no excuse, because
Wow.
at the end of the day, the honorable minister was Farrakhan didn't make an excuse for himself.
That's right.
His work ethic is matchless. So at the end of the day, it becomes incumbent upon us to be real with ourselves and make the time and prioritize getting out in the field and doing the first work, and just overcoming that, you know,
That's right.
um, whispering
Hmm.
within ourselves that we can just push it off. You know what I mean? Because at
Woo-wee.
the end of the day, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So I think that that's just really the biggest challenge for myself, and I know that's a big challenge for others too. Just
Wow.
being real with ourselves and putting down what we think we need and going out for what our people need.
Wow. Thank you, brother. Yeah, then that's a tool we can all use. That's just wisdom and knowledge. I forgot to mention at the outset, and I'll post the links or the pictures rather. But if you have the final call, then you can see the final call digital, the picture of our student, Lieutenant Khalil Muhammad. This is the second anniversary, the commemoration of his celebration of life. Our pioneer brother at Chicago Mas Mariam headquarters. And I was telling, I forgot who I mentioned. I think I was speaking to Brother Abdul Kiyam about, how excited I was to showcase the MGTFOI, the partners, like just, to spread the good news. Spread the good news. And I said, we got to salute the brothers like student Lieutenant Khalil. And I'll
Wow,
be,
wow.
gosh
Oh,
darn it, if he's not in the final call. I opened up the paper today and I said, Allah, yes. Because I took that as a sign that you're doing the right thing, sister. Keep going. Because who would have known? He's right there, a full, beautiful page. And of course, the MGT with the labor of love article. Oh, you got to subscribe to finalcall.com because the full article about the mask and sanitizing book initiative is right there. So this is all in divine order. But thank you, Brother Yaish, Brother James, and Brother Will. Let's continue to carry it on as we continue. I want to say thank you to the student FOI and MGT captains across the country. The sisters assist because we pick up the paper too. We purchase the paper and we donate them to friends, family. We get them out in our ways in our sisterhood groups. Some also add to because a lot of times when I have too much, and especially I would be like, Brother James, either give me some or here's some, right?
that's that's right.
Depending on where I was in the world, I couldn't get to
Yeah,
my here.
yeah,
Give me some and here's some.
facts. That's true, Charlene.
but
That
but but student captain Halim Muhammad here, who takes great care of me, in the absence of my husband. The brothers take so
yeah,
much good care of me when my husband is on his post where he's working, whatever he's doing.
right.
It's nothing like having a brother on your back that will get your husband's back, and I mean return you home safely. And I can, anyway, yeah,
Yes.
Brother James and are so patient with me. But go
Uh,
ahead, Brother James.
uh, yes, ma'am, Sister Charlene. It's an honor and a privilege, to escort you around because you know
Allahu Akbar.
you have to put security. You moving the newspaper. That's right. I mean, you getting these top articles to our people. I mean, you're responsible for the resurrection of our people. When they read these award-winning articles that you print in our papers with the message of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you're a part of that revolutionary process that changed the mind. So we
Allahu
definitely
Akbar.
shout out to you. So never worry about contacting us or getting secured. I mean, we there. Shout out to your husband, Ali, and that's my man right there. So we
Praise
gonna
me.
go. We gonna go out our way, to make it happen for you. And we appreciate
Really
you so
do.
much. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
Allahu Akbar. You really do. Now, Student Captain Will, I want to ask, and then of course we'll get right back to Brother Yaish. I want to ask you about some things that we encounter in the field. And when I say we, because again, I'm just not going to sidestep the privilege, total privilege and honor it is, but I want to capitalize the privilege to be able to be a journalist for the final call as a female, a sister, a Black woman, and be able to be in the presence where the men are working. because it's hot, it's volatile. You don't know what's going to happen, but to be able to report that and document that history, the history of the work of this little saviors working for the big saviors. And one of those incidents is one when the 8 trays and the rolling 60s, right? Uh, had forged peace down at ground zero. And brother Captain, Big Cap Shaheed was like, don't stay in here too long. I saw you all coming down because I knew it was happening. Our final call, General Manager, Brother Abdul Rasul, was on top of a van with Brother Arthur and others getting that footage for the final call. Shout out, Brother Abdul Rasul. He handled that down there, our General Manager. I did want to go on top. I'm telling you, I said, how can I get up there? And then I said, do not embarrass the MGT. So I didn't, but but I saw you all coming down and I said, oh my God, wait, this is 8 tray and 60s. So my team, I told them, if you don't move when I move just like that, you're gonna be left behind. I moved quick, and before you know it, I'll show the clip once. You can see I was moving, and security was like, where you going? I was like, come on, let's go. And I was right in front of them, bam. And I was able to get an interview with Big U, Melvin Farmer, and Allah forgive me, Brother James, Brother Will. Tell me what's the other brother's name. I can't leave the name out.
Okay. Which repeat it one more time, Sister Charlene.
The brother, the 8 trays and the was it with that peace march that we had, that Sister Tanya Ward and others, they all orchestrated that when they came from 8th and by that Ralph's parking lot down, that peace march that was held. Oh, I'm duty bound to get our third brother's name, who they were arm in arm, they were hugged up, and it was the first time in I don't know how many years, that they had that peace, but you all were securing. So I'll get it. But I said that to say that was one. The other one, Student Captain Will, was when we were dealing with the sex trafficking in Compton, remember? Oh, yeah. And we had the march. Can you talk about that? Because all of this, again, is in the trenches. And the final call, I think, is the glue, but the service is in the trenches. Can you talk about, if you recall, the time, I think a sister ran into the mosque because the pimp was chasing her?
Yes, ma'am. And I apologize. Sometimes my memory...
Mine too.
It doesn't work at all like
it doesn't work. I got it. Yeah, mine either. Like I forgot our brother's name, but I'm about to get it because I need to have it.
I'm gonna bring it up to speed. I would like to first start off by going a little back.
Okay. Help yourself.
How we started, so that way we go to the foundation.
Thank you.
With Big Brother Captain Shaheed Muhammad. He was the student captain of Muhammad's Mosque number 54 in Compton. And I was a student lieutenant on his staff. And,
yes, sir.
Brother Big Cap just said, hey, clean it up. And so it started then on Long Beach Boulevard. And went out, we went with the final call newspaper. We talked to the pimps. We talked with the sisters out there. We offered them love. We didn't come aggressive or hateful or, especially to our sisters. And we were able to, take charge of our post, bringing it on down. And when I was a student captain in the city of Compton with Brother Student Minister Mustakeem, we had an issue with the prostitutes and the pimps. They would park across the street, down the street, from the mosque, because Long Beach Boulevard is one of, outside of Figueroa.
That's right.
Of Los Angeles. It's Figueroa in Los Angeles. It's Long Beach Boulevard in Compton, and then you got Imperial Highway that runs through by the air from Hawthorne area. But anyway, on Long Beach Boulevard, it's a high pimp area. You have a lot of gang members that's involved in the whole pimping thing now. So we had a lot of challenges that we had to deal with, and we had to use our proper handling of people. We had to deal with the brothers, and then one Sunday, at the mosque meeting was as the mosque meeting was over, Brother Student Minister Musa King and Brother Captain Rich you know, and the brothers, you know, went over and, you know, knocked on the door of the
That's right.
hotel, this little motel where they was selling for 30 minutes. And you know what that's about. What motel, you know, where you get a room for 30 minutes,
Come
45
on now.
hours.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
brother was blessed, you know, to deal with that. It's a video on YouTube where the brothers, you know, went over and, you know, Brother Snoop, Mr. Mustakim, he checked the individual that was the manager, and, you know, uh, 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 and eventually we were blessed to get the um, motel shut down through our
That's right.
and the city officials. So that was a blessing. And then that incident, we were all in Compton at the time, L.A. and Compton and Long Beach,
That's
and
right.
the that night one of the sisters was running from her pimp.
Mm,
You know, in her mind, one thing about our people, they know where he is, no matter what condition they in.
That's right.
If they know anything about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the
come
nation,
on.
they know where the ark of safety is. So the sister ran,
Allahu Akbar.
Right.
you know, and the pimp,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you know, get a little tough. You know, he had to get checked or whatnot, you know,
That's
and
right.
I know he did.
you know, um, but it's a situation where we have to be consistent. And
Yes.
in closing, I want to go back to our beautiful young brother from Brooklyn. What he said, challenges ourselves. You
Mm,
know, the man of God, you know, has already given us life through this teaching. So
mhm,
with that being the case, the challenge is ourselves, you know,
mm,
consistent on all of this. And I know it's not easy, but we have to be consistent with the challenges that we're up against in our community. That's our
yeah.
work. It
Yes,
says
sir.
clean our communities up and make our neighborhoods and our communities a safe place and a clean place. You know, so it's not an easy job. You know, dealing with our people, but we have to push ourselves because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times I don't want to get out. You know,
Mm.
but
Yes, sir.
push ourselves. And
That's right.
we have to be around brothers that are motivated,
Real.
motivated as well to be like, come on, bro, let's get
Real.
out with that. You
Yeah.
know, prime example today, brother. First, we just left a meeting with some of the brothers from some of the blood tribe, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and we just left a meeting with them at one of the brothers' houses. You know, talking about what some of the work we're doing on the east side. Where brother First grew up in one section of the east side, I grew up in another section of
Wow.
the east side, and so we just came out of meeting that. I was on my way home. Brother First said,
Mm-hmm.
"Come on, let's go." I said,
Yeah.
"Damn, right." First, we did say we had to get out of here today. So we gotta, and that's what the regional captain teaches. You gotta pair
Real.
up brothers that can keep you strong.
That's right.
You know, I might be up one day, the brother might be down one day, or this brother, that brother, but we must get out here.
That's
You
Right.
know,
right.
Thank you.
yes, ma'am. And
Thank you.
Priority.
Sister Charlene, that's important. Uh,
Yes.
is that you know when we out here, you know, a lot of our people depend on us.
That's right.
Mhm.
You know, and like brother First said, it ain't about we not no paper boys, and they know that. You know,
That's
brother,
right.
you know, not to make anything of it, but brother
Oh.
First has a lot of his ex homeboys that come through here from
Mm-hmm.
in a blood community.
That's
I
right.
grew
Yes,
up in a Crip community. A lot of my homeboys, when they come through here and they see us with this final call, it's a promotion. You know, not that we anything, but we take whatever they might think of us that we might come out of that world with that little reputation, and we put that. Man, this is for our nation.
That's
So
right.
it's
that's right.
for them to see us out here.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? When my
Yeah.
homies come through here, because everybody comes through this swap meet. I don't care
Mm.
what gang, what set, even people
Mm.
from Atlanta, when they come out here, they want to come to the Slauson swap meet. Or
It's got a rep. Yes,
Brooklyn,
sir.
Come on now.
Oklahoma, they want to come by the Slauson swap meet. So they must see the FOI here, and we've been nourishing this relationship with the swap meet for over 30 years.
Allahu Akbar. Praise be to Allah. That's really
Right.
key. It's just okay. I see. I didn't want to interrupt you. That's really key. Thank you, brother Yais. I want you to take us out. I'm sorry, we're at the hour, but I want to be respectful of you all's time. But I want you to have the final words as the guest on the panel to talk about that. Like, have you gone to the swap meet, brother Yais? He said New York.
You said, pardon me?
I was
He
saying,
said,
he said people even from New York come down and say, "Did you go to the swap meet?" I was just messing around, but I want you to have the
"Oh
final
man,
remarks as the
oh
panelist, or
yeah,
the guest panelist, if that's
no,
okay. And
kind
Brother
of slow."
James, you good, Brother James?
Oh yeah, we good. We good. We super good.
Okay, stay right there though. Okay, Brother Yais, yes, your outgoing remarks on behalf of yourself and what you do in your city, and shout out to the captain in New York.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh yes, sir. Shout out to student Captain Richard and brother for Salim. Um,
Allahu Akbar.
well, just say it like this. It's it's like well, I think one of the beautiful things, especially about doing the work out here in New York City, is that the Honorable Minister with Farrakhan already has made such a huge impact in the city.
That's
Is that sometimes
Mm.
the work, not even sometimes, all the time, the work is already done for us.
right. That's right.
You know,
That's right.
Right,
it's
brother.
literally just getting out on a consistent basis. It's literally putting forth the effort and having the energy sincerely. And one of my first officer said one time, you can just be out there for an hour standing around. You could be the worst final call salesman on the planet. You could, I mean, as long as you're wearing a clean press suit, a white shirt, uh,
Mhm.
uh, sharp haircut, clean shave, shine shoes, people are going to come to you like a wrong analogy, but they're
Right,
just
brother.
gonna. All right, it's you literally could just stand on the corner and say nothing. And I guarantee you carry 25, 50 papers, you're gonna get rid of at least half of those papers. All right,
Right,
Wow.
just
right.
just by standing out there. So it's literally just the work. The work has just been done for us, and like I said, in New
Woo.
York, especially, the Alma Minister with Farrakhan has made such a huge impact on the city of New York and Black people in New York.
Mm.
It's just
Yeah.
like like we, like my I said, like brother First and student captain said, our only impediment to not reaching our people is ourselves.
Come on.
That's
Mm.
So we just
right, brother. Aid.
that's really the
That's right.
most I can say.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yeah.
we just as a people, as a nation, just have to prioritize the first work. And it's not even always about getting out in the field. And I know I need to do more of this, but it could just be about hitting your closest family members and friends.
That's
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
live on a when I during the school year. I mean, mainly before the pandemic, I was living on a college campus, on my college campus, and part of doing the work on campus was just me staying true to my beliefs, staying true to
Mhm.
how I was raised, and staying
Mhm.
true to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the lifestyle that we live as Muslim followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister was Farrakhan, just representing
Wow.
myself, staying, you know, prioritizing these teachings, prioritizing this word. That's
Mhm.
part of doing the work. Just being,
That's right.
just representing. You know,
Yeah.
brother.
not
Yeah. I feel
turning,
that.
FOI.
Brother,
Yeah,
beautiful.
not being an FOI or an MGT at the mosque or on the, but being a Negro. Behind closed doors. You know
Part
what I'm
time.
saying?
Get off my
And
toe,
it's
brother.
real
Ouch.
because
Ouch.
it, it has such a big impact, literally, that you literally have to watch everything that you do, because
Mhm.
you don't want to represent um two sides of the same coin. You don't want to represent the
Right.
head, which is Islam, and then represent the tails, which is this world. You want to, you have to have a double-sided coin.
Right.
So it's
No one
that's
foot
really
in the
all I
grave,
have to
one
say.
foot out.
It can't be that, Sister Charlene. It has to be
Yeah.
both feet in.
Yeah.
It has to be, you have to be on the work out, on the work at home. That's about it.
Yes.
And part of doing the
Praise
work is
Jesus.
also doing it on yourself as well. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
All
I received that, and thank you, brother. You know, what comes to mind, I get the visual of, like, we have the prayer clock, a push clock, and
Right.
we all fight that sleep god
come on
within, or
now.
whatever that other,
Yeah. Oh
you
my
know,
God. Are you kidding me?
and you know what helps keep me in check, because I
Push
go,
button.
oh, don't let them put. I always say, don't let them put my reel up. You know, get the belt,
All right.
but I always think about, we have a recording angel and we have a protecting angel, and I'm like, I want them both to have something good to say. But go ahead, brother, brother James.
Right.
Thank you, brother Yaish, for that. I think we're going to go. We were
Well,
granted by NNB Production an extension of time, so I feel the energy is high, and I love what you're saying, and the way this is panning out. I think. And you all tell me, what do you think about it? Because this is our debut inaugural show, but I think it is so rich, the conversation and the experiences. And I was going to have 3-4 more people on. Oh my God. But I think that what I'll do, instead of having, I was going to do FOI and MGT and partners, next week we'll come back with the MGT, and then we'll keep do it like that. What do you all think? How does that sound?
Sounds good. Sounds good, Sister
Yeah,
Charlene.
come on
yeah,
now.
yeah. So that
Come on
we
now.
don't, I want to make sure
Two
you
halves of
people
the
get the
same essence.
fullness. That's right. And you get the fullness, and we just do it like the class. Hey, but go ahead, Brother James. I'm just really loving this. I'm so happy to be here on NNV. Thank you. Go ahead, Brother James and Brother Will. Let's continue talking about, pardon me. Before the question comes out, I want to say that when you talked about the impact, I know a great, 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 great brother who shared with me that, someone just wanted to talk. A man pulled up, he just wanted to talk, and they talked for 45 minutes. I myself, just interviewing someone, her daughter was killed. She's an activist here, Linda J. Her daughter was killed. Oh, I don't have my book. Y'all gonna have to help me, but she's in my book, my new book, Pumps on the Ground. And her daughter, Brittany, was murdered. And student minister Abdul Malik helped organize and joined her with, and I'm sorry, I didn't help organize, but he joined her, and we joined her with a peace walk right over, not far from Crenshaw and Slauson. And but it was further down. But nonetheless, the family had been estranged a little. Well, her nephew read about it in the final call. Her nephew attended Mosque Mariam. Her nephew was the son of Sister Janice Muhammad. May Allah be pleased with her. She has since made her transition. However, the sister told me outright, the paper brought my family together because we were looking for each other. And he saw, the tragedy is they learned that their cousin, their niece, died through the final call, but they found each other. And our beloved sister subsequently passed a few years later. These are the things, amongst other things, that the final call does. And as we come to Brother James and Brother Will, I see y'all in the move, but stay right there.
We had to
Don't
turn
forget.
the phone up. The battery was low. So
Okay, yes.
we didn't want to get
Yeah.
cut off.
That's right. That's right. And thank you for what you're doing, because you're in the field. So thank you for dialoguing with us. But use the digital link. Brother Yaish, you made me think about that. The ways that both of you, all of you, the ways that you can get that word out. We're up to the modern times. Finalcall.com. It's Final Call Digital. We have the new digital site, and there's many ways to push, especially in the pandemic. So I implore the sisters, I encourage us, especially the MGT, push out that link, because we are on a subscription drive. I don't know that we've ended. We want to forever get that. You can have it at your mobile device. So thank you, Brother Aish. You brought that to mind, as well as Brother James. I do want to ask, what are the responses? I'll ask Brother James to come in with the responses of the people. Share some of how our sisters and brothers are responding to the mask and the how to keep house booklets. Not booklets. This is a full-fledged book. How are the people responding?
Sister Charlene, we really thank the National MGT captain. Thank the MGT for putting those masks together and putting those books out. I mean, we took those books to several people. We took those books on the street. We took them to our food giveaway to people of various organizations. And we still need more books. Yes. It's
Wow.
not enough books being produced.
Wow.
It's not enough masks being produced that the nation can offer to the people. But the response to the mask, the response to to the books are people are very appreciative of what the nation have done for them. You know, it's like a little token of our appreciation. That's how the people feel that, you know, we're actually looking out for them. Like the nation actually cares. They, you know, we out here, we facing COVID-19, we're facing a pandemic, and all the little stuff that we have going on in our nation, we had time to think about our people and make masks for them and
Wow.
book for them. You know, big shout out, you know, to our sister captain, our national sister captain,
That's right.
that had this fantastic aha moment, you know, this inspirational moment, you know, to do this, you
Yes.
know, and the sisters, you know, went to work and made it happen. But we get an excellent response from our
Good.
people. You know, it's very
Good.
beautiful, very
Good.
beautiful.
And thank you. And early in the show, I just want to make sure a point of clarification. You know, Sister Student Captain Naima, she hears and obeys. I mean, you could I feel all of what Minister Farrakhan intends for us to have by the execution that
Yes.
she puts into it, by the execution and the manifestation of the final product that's desired. And she said, and it's in the article, this is out of, I mean, it's such a beautiful article, but it's out of the love, the pure heart, the desire, the mask initiative, the giveaway, you know, out of Minister Farrakhan's love for us. And I said it earlier, I credited her with being the brainchild, but I do know she's the brainchild. Okay, this is what's going to be done. How are we going to get it done? You know, Sister Student Captain Naima does not play when it comes to what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan wants and desires. And we desire to have that spirit as well. The student captains, the FOI captains who are doing that. I mean, we just have a great national student laboring staff from the FOI and MGT captain to the executive council, and oh my God, student minister Ishmael Muhammad, you
come on, hard in the paint. Be hard in the paint. Every Sunday, hard in the paint.
Oh my God, you know, just the way he's bringing this word from the minister. But I'm going to, you know, calm down. I'm starting to take flight again. I want to calm down and stay focused because we're going to wrap the show in 3 minutes. So I would like to ask Brother Yaish another closing remark, and then Brother Will, and then I will close and we're going to go.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So, Brother Yaish, if you could just take a minute and make, let me be specific, any announcement that you would like to give us coming out of New York, the master class, an initiative, and how can people reach you if they would like to connect with you?
Well,
if you want
I don't
us
have
to.
any official announcements. I don't have any official announcements. You know, I'm so deep in the protocol. I'm like, I don't know, try and run through people to get some announcements out.
No, I
but
understand.
I would just say, absolutely, yes, ma'am. I would just say, wow. Well, to any FOY who may be watching this, and just to, you know, don't become a casualty of war.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
just you know, really stay on your post, and do yourself a favor and get out. You know, not just do your people a favor, do yourself a favor and get out.
That's right.
You know,
that's right, brother.
Washington, literally. You know, it's our Supreme Captain says, go wash away some of them sins. You know what I mean? Do yourself a favor, get out, and see how Allah will bless you. So that's the most I can say.
Brother, you got me. Man, work out that salvation. Our salvation. Brother James.
Literally.
Closing remark. Thank you, Brother Yaish.
Yes, ma'am, Sister Charlene. We got to realize that at one time, the nation didn't have a paper. We had to put our articles in a Pittsburgh Courier. We had to do these little articles, and the Nation of Islam had to go door to door with somebody else's paper. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad always wanted the newspaper, and we was able to produce one. Now we have our own people. Every civilized nation has a newspaper that reports their story. So it's an honor and a privilege. I'm like Brother Aish. You know, do yourself a favor. Do your nation a favor. Get out with the product that was given to you, the word that was given to you, and get it to your people so you can get the blood off your hands.
Thank you. Oh, Student Captain Will. My God.
Yes, ma'am. Well, you know, the brothers, they summed it up. I'm just so inspired by our young brother from Brooklyn
Absolutely.
and his
Me
Absolutely.
too.
spirit, you
Absolutely.
know, and I'll build right off
Allahu
of that.
Akbar.
If a man can be engaged in, you brother, you say you was working on your masters,
On my bachelor's,
on your
inshallah.
bachelor's, all praises due to Allah.
Man.
If a man could be going to college full time,
Come on.
Mm.
you
Come on.
know, as a young Muslim man, working on to get his bachelor's degree so he can bring
Right.
that talent and skill set to his nation and to his family, you know, then what excuse should we
Come on.
have in this hour,
Come on.
you know, not to get out and push the word of God?
Come on.
You know, I mean, we were all saved by the word one way or
Woo.
another, whether we
Right.
saw a video, a
That's right.
DVD, this new generation. I mean, everything, you know, from a YouTube or whatnot. When I first came in, I saw a video, uh, me and some of the brothers I grew up with on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Come
You know,
on.
and that started my journey right there. So I owe, as a brother say in the street,
Right.
I owe back to the game, man. This man saved my life.
Come on.
Right.
All praises due to
Come on,
Allah.
man.
So
Come on, man.
I'm held. I feel that I have to get out with the paper, and things don't go right when I got a schedule and things that I'm doing and a lot of stuff going on, but I still have
Literally.
to find time. And I can't make any excuses.
That's
And I
right.
still have to, even though we're not having mosque meetings at the time, you know, we still have to find ways to fish too.
That's
I
right.
talked to one brother out here in
Mm.
LA
Oh, straight up.
who he was blessed to get one of the brothers from his neighborhood to write his letter and go through the process, you know, as a student regional captain guided him on how to get it, you know, the proper way to get it done through this
Wow.
time period we in. So that
Yes, sir.
motivated me and
Right.
said, well, hey, man, I got to still go out. And now we get tired. I'm going to say like this, Sister Charlene. You know,
Yes, sir.
when you grow up in certain areas, and we all come from different walks of life,
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, I can kind of see sometimes why Jonah didn't want to go back. Because, you know, sometimes when I have to go back and interact with my brothers I grew up with, you know, it's not all the time easy, you know, but we cannot not go back to get our people, because even if we get one, we get two, we get whatever, we
Right.
might get one of our partner's sons, you
Right.
know. So
Right.
you know, and another thing that we thought of in during this you know, this COVID-19 not being able to move around the same way, is that we can do things like get 10 messages to the black men. Like
That's
Brother
right.
Nipsey, may Allah be pleased with our brother, when
Yes.
we saw that he gave T.I. a message to the black man.
Mm.
You know, when we were reading it in his life, some of the things he did. So
Right.
we came up with something, man. You know, we get 10, 15, and what I'm working on is I'm getting message to the black, getting copies of the message to the black man, and strategically putting them in the hands of some of my younger homies and some of the brothers from my community,
Right.
strategically. You know, so here, man, he go that message to the black man. So when he starts reading that, now the mindset will change within the whole game, within the
Right.
whole
That's
tribe,
right.
the
That's
whole
right.
community.
That's
You
right.
know, high tech fishing. You know, so we
Mm.
can't stop selling the Final Call newspaper,
That's
and we
right.
can't stop fishing. And I like to give a shout out to our hard driving student regional captain who stay on us, you know, stay pushing us, you
That's
know,
right.
Come
and
on.
our hard driving student regional minister,
Come on, Abdul
you
That's
know,
right.
Abdul
Come
Malik.
on.
We just had a meeting about 2 weeks
Chain of
ago
command.
with some of the brothers from the one Crip set, and we working on sitting down. Brother First is handling on getting the brothers from the blood set together. So we still working throughout,
That's right.
you know, things that's going on with this pandemic. We still working. So we
That's
have to
right.
work while we still have light. Assalamu alaikum.
That's right. We never know we're gonna
Wow.
get called in. We
Go
never
That
know
ahead.
when we're
Good
gonna get
teaching,
called
man.
in. So let's get it in.
absolutely. That's
That's right.
right. And walaikum salam to you too, brother student captain. Well, you're right. We don't know. We just don't know. And it gives me again great honor to be able to be sharing this space with you brothers of ours, and I'm looking so forward to when we bring the sisterhood on. Just these are just a few. I mean, this is our first show. I mean, just so many people are referring people to me. There's some that I already know, like to be able to be introduced right here to Brother Aish from Brooklyn and be able to hear him, as you all said, 21 years old. My
Come on,
God,
that's
I,
right.
I, I
So
just really, yeah, I really
we're
love it. And
proud of our
so
brother.
Proud of our
very
brother,
proud
man.
of you, brother.
Man, he's
Very proud.
inspiring brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Oh my God. Look, this is what, yeah, y'all know I like to talk to y'all, but, and especially about the minister, but, justice or else. And when he says suffer the little children, and how, the young people today, like this pandemic I'm experiencing myself, has had an effect on everyone, but the youth, especially the high school age, and how things are impacting them. To be able to have an example like this brother who is also an educator, it does me proud. But
Yes.
the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan loves the younger, what we call now the millennial, but he has always just embraced them where other people have not necessarily done so, as he even says, because they don't tithe, or give or have the money to give. But at the end of the day, to be able to give your life over at this age and have a head start, it's just so beautiful, and not suffer. I mean, the wows of the world, although we're not without challenges. So I'm just grateful again, brothers, that you came on. I'm grateful to be able to have launched this debut edition of Pumps on the Ground on the NNV network. You all, please subscribe to it. Do what you can. There's so many shows on here. I couldn't even begin to name them all, but I just want to say that when the E-Team was on Brother Student Minister Willie's show, some of the members, Sister Mary Alice, Brother Sultan, and the brothers, Brother Rashad and Brother Hamza, oh my God, all of them, it was really an it warmed my heart to know that we tell our own stories. We have our own paper. We have our own broadcast. We have our own network. We don't have to let anyone else shape the message and give a filter of who we are to our people. We have elevated places with student minister Dr. Ava Muhammad. Okay, we have Hurt to Healing magazine. We have Virtue magazine. Again, we have the Final Call newspaper, and we would have none of this. None of this. And I want you to remember this. And I'm not apologizing for this position, this position, or well, I don't know what you want to call it, this spirit right here. We wouldn't have it without Minister Farrakhan. We would have none of it without the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his sacrifice and his family, Mother Khadijah. And happy birthday again, Mother Khadijah Farrakhan just celebrated a birthday. And we love you and thank you, Mother. Thank you for being an example to us. Thank you for being an example and for loving us. Thank you, Farrakhan family, your children. Thank you, the children of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Mother Khadijah, for sacrificing and sharing your father with us that humanity could be saved. We would not be here but for that man. And I want us to remember that. I remind myself when I get into a spirit of woe is me, woe is me, I don't this, or he rebuilt the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He did that. He would not let this man, his father, our father's name die and be trampled in the mud. He did that. He did that by Allah's grace. We must know who this man is, and we must not take him for granted. And I'm talking to self first, but this spirit just hit me in remembering and reflecting right now on what the brothers are doing and saying. Those of us within the Nation of Islam, and those of us who are friends of the Nation of Islam, and you see us on the outskirts, and you also are very close to us, and you follow the minister, let us all remember that. But for his blood and sacrifice, we wouldn't have it. We wouldn't even know. There would be no Final Call. Mother Khadijah, Sister Student Minister Donna, all of them working in the basement, bringing it back. Student Minister Jabril Muhammad, Brother Wahed, let me stop with the roll call. Learn the history of the Nation of Islam, and let us thank Allah God, and what by every name you call him, let us thank him for the day that Minister Farrakhan not only was born, but also was dedicated to us. And so I just had to say that. That's my little soapbox as I close the show. I apologize if there's anything I said in this show or any other, anywhere where I'm speaking to you, that may have offended you. It is not my intent. My intent is just to highlight the work of the saviors, the many little saviors in our midst, because we don't know when the door is going to be shut. We are to be in our chambers, but we don't know when we won't have any interaction with you, whether it's digital internet shutdown or physical. So we're in a mad dash. I would say my spirit is a mad dash to get as much information about the truth so that you can make your decision, and we can know that you want God or you want Satan. You choose, but it cannot be said that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has not warned and been a faithful guide and a servant to us. And if Sister Charlene Muhammad says she follows him, then what message should I be bringing to you? And that's all I want to do, is give it to you. So I don't have a right to preach to you. I think I'm sounding that way. So I'm just going to say my spirit is, we just don't have a lot of time. And thank you for being here with us. I'm excited. And so come back next week. My book, Pumps on the Ground. I don't have the book handy. It's all over the house except for on my desk. But Pumps on the Ground is my new book. And you may get it at Liberated. Thank you, production. You may get that. And thank you, Brother Jalil of Detroit, for that artwork. You may get the book at liberatedSisters.com. And you can Cash App Sister Charlene or PayPal. Also, please subscribe and gift the Final Call newspaper to yourselves and others at finalcalldigital.com. You can read the entire paper or have it read to you from the site at finalcall.com. Also, send it to someone who is incarcerated. Also, the Nation of Islam Prison Reform Ministry, I would like to lift that up right now, has a page in the Final Call newspaper. Read that and support the work of Student Minister Abdullah Muhammad. You know, we all have family members and friends who are incarcerated. Let's support the Nation of Islam Prison Reform Ministry and all of the ministries. And lest I forget, we are on the Savior's Day gift drive, a gift of love to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We give it every year. So believers, share your links. Take the link from the Nations program and push it out. And the explanation is there. Let's get our gift to the minister. Also, it's one more thing I must say. We're talking all night. I've talked about the Final Call newspaper. So I must give a closing shout out to the Final Call staff. Our general manager, Brother Abdul Rasul Muhammad, our editor-in-chief, Brother Naba Muhammad, our managing editor, Sister Starla Muhammad, and the executive staff there, Sister Marcella, and on, the entire team, Sister Jennifer, Brother Tim, Sister Tarika, Brother Brian, Sister Nisa Islam Muhammad, Brother Eric Toure. We have contributors, Brother Michael Z in Philadelphia, and we have more. So just support the Final Call, and thank you, Final Call, for all your sacrifice and work. Oh, and of course, me, I'm here too. But I know you can. I'm excited. I don't want to go, but I got to go. And I'll say, as I end every show, if it's impacting our community or can uplift us as a people, let's talk about it. Peace.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps to combat false media. Cash App NNV News.